Welcome back to digital class, and this is a discussion for your test number 2 algebra, the king cobras. Okay, and let's look at the first question here. The first question here says that Barney has a weekly allowance of $K. Okay, $K. And what happened is he saved $8 and he spent the rest of his allowance in 4 days. What is the average amount of money he spends a day? Now, first you need to know that this allowance is for him to spend. So this is K. But he took out $8 and saved it for himself. Yes. That's why I need to minus away the 8. And he spent the rest of his allowance in 4 days. So I need to divide by 4. And of course, this will be the 1 day. And so the answer for this question is option number 1. Okay? It's an easy question, and let's move on. The second question here says that Karen sold 3p plus 5 rulers on January. So let me just write down here, January, 3p plus 5. She sold 2p more rulers on February. So February here is 3p plus 5, 2 more. So need to plus 2p. So it will be 5p plus 5. And the question here continues, says that how many rulers did she sell all together in 2 months? Now, this is where a lot of you made a mistake because you didn't read the question. The question here says what? 2 months. Well, you just write February on it. Okay? Again, 2 months. The first one is 3p plus 5. Second one is 5p plus 8. So we know that 3p plus 5 plus 5p plus 5, that's equal to 8p plus 10. So the answer is option number 4. Okay. Basically, you know how to do, but a lot of you made a mistake there because you didn't read the questions carefully. Okay? The question. There were 7 white chicken and 5 dogs in the park. How many legs are there all together if y is equal to 8? Now, I know that y is equal to 8. 7y means 7 times 8. So I know here is actually 56 chicken. And they're asking how many legs. Now, the keyword here is legs. So what you need to do is, chicken have how many legs? We know it have 2 legs, right? Dogs have how many legs? I know I have 4 legs, right? So what you need to do is actually just to use 56 times 2 plus 5 times 4. And as you know, 56 times 2 is 112. 5 times 4 is 20. So 112 plus 20 is 132. So the answer is option number 2. So basically, this question is very, very simple. Okay? Now, question number 4, where it's slightly tricky or slightly difficult than the others. Okay? Mr. Hugh prepares 6H pages for paper 1 test. Let me just write here, paper 1 is 6H. Now, paper 2, he prepares 7H plus 2 pages for math paper 2 test. So it's basically 7H plus 2. Now, he prepares 28 pages for both paper 1 and paper 2. So it means that you know both add up together is 28. So you need to write down first 6H plus 7H plus 2 is equal to 28. Okay? Now we can actually solve it, right? 6H plus 7H is 13H plus 2 is equal to 28. So 13H is equal to 28 plus 2 will be minusing 2. So it'll be 26. So H basically is equal to 2. Now the question here asks what? How many pages did he prepare for paper 2 test? Paper 2, you know, is what? 7H plus 2. 7H plus 2. So you need to know that 7H plus 2 is 7 times 2 plus 2. So 7 times 2 is 14 plus 2 is equal to 16. So the answer for this question is option number 3. So basically it's something kind of similar, easy, right? Okay. And let me just let you know the purpose of me putting all these 1, 2, 3, 4 questions is for what? This is basically to train your basic algebraic expression knowledge, whether you can form an algebraic expression. And the next one, second question basically is simplifying. Okay, you need to know how to combine like these terms together. Okay, and the next question that I'm putting this is because I want to train your evaluating skills. Evaluating means what? Like given you y is equal to what, then you need to put it inside. And the last question basically is training your solving skill. Okay, so you can see that these 4 questions are different with different purposes. Okay, and let's move on to question number 5. Okay, so question number 5 is section B, which is actually is still a 1-mark question. Okay, now here says that Jason had 7 Vi plus 2 books. After he donated 4 books to each of his friends, he had 7 Vi plus 1 books left. How many of his friends received the book? Now, this is what he has, then this is what he left. Means that if I use this 7 Vi plus 2 to minus what he left, what he has minus what he left, actually is the amount that actually being donated out. Is that correct? Okay. So what you need to do is to use 7Y plus 2 minus, now this is a key thing that a lot of you made a mistake here, minus 2Y plus 1. Then what you should do is he donated 4 books to each of his friends, right? So you need to divide by 4 later on. Okay, actually you can divide by 4 now. Now, a lot of you actually understand this concept, but just that one thing that I've actually mentioned many times in the class, that you need to be very careful when you're minusing a parenthesis. And this minus will goes on to negative to 2y and also goes on to y. Okay? So it's supposed to be 7 plus 2 minus 2y minus 1. Then divide by 4. Okay? And this is the tricky part you must know. Then you know that 7y minus 2y is equal to 5y. We just quick drag here. 7y minus 2y is 5y. Then the next one, 2 minus 1, that is equal to 1. Okay? Means plus 1. Okay? Then over 4. And this is actually the answer for this question. 5y plus 1 over 4. A lot of you get it correct, but also quite a few of you that actually get it wrong because of this part. Okay? So be very careful with this. Okay? Question number 6. Simplify 7a minus 15 minus 3a plus 22. Now, I can tell you that this question is very, very easy. And if you get it wrong, means that you need to work on something. Okay? Let me just quickly highlight those that you need to be combining. Now, I know that 7a can only combine with negative 3a, right? Because they are the like terms. And numbers can only combine with numbers. Again, 7a minus 3a is equal to, or you want to rearrange, I will just rearrange for you, maybe like this. 7a minus 3a is equal to 4a. Now, this is a part that a lot of you, not a lot of you, quite a few of you that actually get it wrong because you thought that this minus is just putting here. Now, again, the same concept I'm repeating. Minus and plus, which one is bigger? I mean, 15 and 22, which one is bigger? 22, right? If you know 22 is bigger, for sure, the answer or the sign that you use is plus, because this is bigger. Okay? Now, 22 minus 15 is equal to what? Is equal to 7. No, we just put 7. The answer basically is 4a plus 7. And you are done for this question. Now, next one, question number 7. Question number 7. Here says that find the value of 8 plus 6x over 2x plus 7 when x is equal to 3. Now, again, we know that this part, 6x is 6 times x. 2x is 2 times x. So when I say 6x and x is 3, means that basically it's 6 times 3. So it will be 8 plus 6, 3, 2, 3 plus 7. So it will be 8 plus 6 times 3, 18. 2 times 3, 6 plus 7. So basically you can find out that it's actually equal to 26 over 13. And there are a few of you that just leave it as this and you'll be wrong. Why? Because you can simplify. Again, everything must be simplified. And they'll be equal to 2. And you are done. So now the next question. The next question, 7x plus 5 is equal to 3x plus 17. what is the value of x? Again, this is something that we've been training, we have been learning. Again, if we are looking for x, basically we are solving, right? If we are solving for x, we must have x equal to something else, right? So we must have x put on one side, all the numbers on another side. So 3x basically means plus 3x. So move to that side will be minus. So it will be 7x minus 3x. And the same concept here, plus 5 is here. If I move to another side, it will be minus 5. So it will be equivalent to 17 minus 5. So 7x minus 3x, that is equal to 4x. 17 minus 5, that is equal to 12. So x is equal to 12 divided by 4, and the answer is 3. Okay, so something that's very simple, right? Okay, let's move on. Question 9. Now, question 9 is one of the actually very simple question. As long as you don't make it complicated. Now, let's look at this question. The figure is made out of two rectangles, ABEF, as you can see, ABEF, and BCDE. So you can see BCDE. Now, AF is given 5 cm, FE is given x cm, and the area of BCDE is given 7 plus 4x cm squared. Now, the question now is asking, find the area of ACDF. Basically means the whole thing. In terms of x, basically means your answer should have x, and give your answer in the simplest form. Now, some of you get it very complicated. You make it very complicated that you divide something, then yeah. Now, don't make it complicated. If I want to find the area of the whole thing, means I need to find the area of the white color, then add together. That's all right. So 5x, basically the area is 5 times x, means that 5x. And how to find the area of the whole thing? Basically, you just pass 5x plus 7 plus 4x. And the answer is 9x plus 7 cm squared. That's all. So the answer here should be 9x plus 7 cm squared. And we are done for this question. Okay? Now, the next one, question number 10. Question number 10 is also one of a very easy question, but it's quite a common question that you always will see this question in exam. Now, here says that the table below shows the number of lollipop produced by a factory from Sunday to Friday. You can see, as you can see, the Sunday is 4x minus 2, Monday to Tuesday is 2x per day. Per day means that Monday 2x, Tuesday also 2x. Wednesday 5x plus 6, Thursday to Friday 3x per day. Find the total of the number of lollipops produced from Sunday to Friday, and given that x is equal to 6. Now, of course, you have two ways to do it. Either you straight away put the x is equal to 8 inside, then you solve for find the exact number, then you add it together. Or you can keep the algebra first, then you add it together. Okay? Now, it depends on your way, but I see a lot of you do this. Okay? Which that you put it inside first. So 4, and this is x. So 4 times x is equal to what? 4 times 8 minus 2. So you found out it's actually 32 minus 2, and you find it's 32x. So it's 2 times 8. 2 times 8 is equal to 16. 5x plus 6. So 5 times 8 plus 6. 5 times 8 is 40. 40 plus 6 is 46. 3x. So 3 times 8 is equal to 24. And a lot of you do this is 30 plus again is per day. So you need to pass 16 two times for Monday and Tuesday. Then plus 46. Then plus 24. But again, it's Thursday and Friday, right? So you need to add 2 times. 24 plus 24. And your answer should be 156. Now I can tell you that for this question, a lot of computational error. Why? Because you add it wrongly. Okay? Now, just in case that some of you might prefer to have algebra way, means that you want to add it together as algebra first, then you solve, and you evaluate. Sorry. So what you doing is 4x minus 2, this is Sunday, plus Tuesday, will be 2x plus Monday and Tuesday. So 2x plus 2x, plus Wednesday, 5x plus 6, plus Thursday and Friday, so 3x plus 3x. So if you look carefully, then you can see that there's 4x, 2x, 2x, 5x, 3x, 3x. So you can actually add up 4 plus 2, 6, plus 2, 8, plus 5, 13, plus 3, 16, plus another 3 is 19x. So you know that this is actually 19x. And the leftover numbers, minus 2 and plus 6. We know that minus 2 plus 6 is equal to 4. So you say 19x plus 4. Then what you do later on is you put in the x value, which is 8 plus 4. Then if you find out that it's actually 156, the same answer, then this is basically the ways that you can choose to do. Okay, but usually this kind of question they might ask you to find in terms of x, then ask you to evaluate. Okay, anyway, this is how this question works. Okay, so let's move on. We are coming to section D. Section D. Section D, you are allowed to use calculator. So if you know how to do it, probably or most of you actually can do it. Now, let's look at this question. Munsha and Nathan had 2M pens at each at first. Now you need to understand the concept here. They use the word each. Means that Munsha have 2M, Nathan also have 2M. Do you get the concept here? Again, I repeat. If I say 2M pens each at first, means that Munsha have 2M, Nathan have 2M. A lot of you thought that is both of them add up together is 2M. But now again, they use each at first. Okay? Now, let me just quickly draw this for you. This is Munsha, this is Nathan. What happened is they have 2M, they also have 2M. Okay, and what happened here says that, let me just quickly highlight it. Munsha gives M plus 1 pens to his friend Nathan, okay, sorry for my mistake, to Nathan, okay? So it means that Munsha here should minus M plus 1. At the same time, Nathan should plus, again, plus M plus 1. Okay, this is the second thing, okay, this is the second part. And it continues to say that Nathan bought 32 pens from the shop. Means that now Nathan actually add 32 more. And at the end, they have 52 pens all together. Okay, let's look at the question A first. Question A. How many pens did Munsha have in the end? So I know the concept is this one, right? It's basically 2M minus M plus 1. This is basically what Munsha have at the end. And again, the questions mention them M in terms of M. A lot of you put 4 pens, which I don't want. I want in terms of M. So how this works? Again, the same question, minus you go to M, minus you go to 1. So it should be 2M minus M minus 1. And the answer for this question should be M minus 1. Okay, so Munsha actually have M minus 1. Okay, now let's look at B. How many pens did each of them have at first? Basically, you need to find out 2M is equal to what. So let's look at here. Let's solve for Nathan first. Nathan now have 2M plus M plus 1 plus 2. So I know that basically it's 3M plus 33. And now they're asking that how many pens did each of them have, which is 2M. And now we are given that what they have in the end add up together is 52. Which means that this plus this give you 52. So let me just quickly write here. M minus 1 plus 3M plus 33 give us 52. So M plus 3M is 4M 33 minus 1 is 32 equal to 52. So 4m is equal to 552 minus 32, which is 20, and m is equivalent to 5. And now what happened is the question actually mentioned that they want to find pence each of them have first, which is 2m. So if I want to find 2m, I just need to times 2. So basically 2m is equal to 5 times 2, which is equal to 10. And we are done for this question. Now, mainly, most of you actually make a mistake on this part, which is the A, and which causes you to lose a point on B. So, you know the answer. Let me just quickly highlight again. M minus 1 and 10. Now, let's look at the next question. Question 12. Now, question 12, some of you made mistake, and it's the same mistake that you guys made. Now, let's look at this question. Kenny had 5a plus 8 candies. So I know that Kenny had 5a plus 8. Lawrence had thrice the number of candies Kenny had. So most of you actually did it correct. Lawrence, 3 times, right? That's why we call it as thrice. Thrice means 3 times. So I know it's 3 times of what Kenny had. And a lot of you make it correct with 15a plus 24. Why? Because we times in 3 times into 5, 3 times into 8. A lot of you get it correct. Okay. But this is the part there where lots of you confuse. Now, look at here. Matthew. Matthew had 7a minus 9 less candies than Lawrence. A lot of you actually able to write 15a plus 24 minus 7a minus 19. But the problem is what? The problem is when you simplify it, it becomes a problem. Why? Again, because a lot of you forget that this minus should go into 7a and go into negative 19. Then it should be plus 19 instead later on. Okay? Now let me quickly show you. So it should be 15a plus 24 minus 7a, and the key point here again is plus 19. Plus 19. Because minus minus is positive. So as usual now, simplify, you just need to combine 15a minus 7a. We know that's equivalent to 8a plus 24 minus plus 24 plus 19, that's equal to plus 43. Now, a lot of you made this mistake, this part only, and the rest actually you know how to do, just that you forget this part. Okay. Now, the question. Let's continue the question. Given that the 3 boys had a total of 123 candies, means that is this plus this give you 523. And at the end, once you know this, you need to solve how many candies did Matthew have. Matthew means 8a plus 43. Okay. So now what we need to do is 5a plus 8 plus 15a plus 24 plus 8a plus 43 is equal to 523. And as you know, we just need to simplify it first. 5a plus 15a plus 8a. And I know that that is equivalent to 28a. Then the rest, 8 plus 24 plus 43, that's equal to 75. Equal to 523. 28a is equal to 523 minus 75, which is 448. And a is equivalent to 60. Now, once you find out a is equal to what, it's not yet n, okay? Again, they are looking for Matthew. And I know Matthew have 8a plus 43. So what you need to do is 8 times 16 plus 43. And it should be 128 plus 43. And the answer is 171. And that is basically the final answer for this question. Okay? That is something simple, but the tricky part is you need to know that thing. And if you notice, actually, this whole test paper, I've been repeating this for at least 3 times. Okay? I've been repeating this type of question like minus times in, or 3 times, because I need you to know you need to be very, very careful with this. Okay? Now, question 13. So question 13 actually doesn't require you to use algebra at all, but there's a concept, that's because inside there's a similar concept you need to know about algebra. So it's not related to algebra, but have the similar concept in it. Okay? Now, here says that a stack of 7 identical flower pots are arranged as shown in figure 1. Figure 2 shows the stack after it have been rearranged and 4 more identical flower pots were added to it. Okay? What is the height of on one flower pot? Now, they're asking for one flower pot, right? So you know that this one flower pot is something like this, or you can just choose one here. And interestingly, you should find out that this one flower pot is actually the same height of this 5 of the stacked the pot. Okay, so you should notice that this one thing is equal to this 5 thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the same height. So, and you notice that here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 basically means actually what? Here this whole part actually means one pot also, and here also one pot. So basically you know that A is actually 37.5. As long as you divide by 3, the answer will be 12.5. And that basically is the answer, 12.5 cm. Do you get what I mean? Because this 5 staggered one, like stacked together one, is equal to one pot. So here you also notice that there are 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's also considered as one pot. So 1, 2, 3. Okay? And of course, if you are more algebra person, you'll be probably doing this. If you're algebra person, okay? Oh, I know that one pot is equal to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I know this is 5 unit because I consider this as 1 unit. Here is also 5 unit. So total up I have 15 unit. So you say 15 unit is equal to 37.5. So 1 unit is equal to let me just quickly do this. 37.5 divided by 15. So it's equal to 2.5. And now I want to find one pot, so it's 5 unit. So 2.5 times 5. And the answer is 12.5 cm. Now, if you are more an algebra person, you might do this. And it's the same, it's a correct one. Okay? So you can choose either one to do it. Okay? And now let's continue for B. Now B, Maggie wants to pack in the flower pots as a single stack into a box of 120 cm. Now you imagine there's a box here. It's 120 cm tall. What is the greatest number of flower pot that she can pack into the box? So now, B, the first thing you know is, first I need to have one pot in, then I can stack on it, right? Can stack. So the first you need to know that 120 basically is the height of the box. The first thing is you need to minus away the flower pot, meaning the one flower pot. So I'll be minusing 12.5, which gives me 107.5. And again, what I know that one this, okay, because you know that, you see, let me just highlight quickly. All of this now, the rest will be the stack on top one. And I know the stack on top one is how long? It's 2.5 cm. So what I need to do is I need to divide 107.5, I divide by 2.5. Because once I divide, I know how many of it I have. If you divide, you'll find out the answer is what? Maybe from the calculator, 107.5 divided by 25, 2.5, sorry, is 43. Means that I actually have 43 of this staggered one. I have 43. And once I know that I have 43 of it, I don't forget you have one more flower pot below. So you need to add 1. So the answer is 44. And that's how we solve it. And actually, this is what I actually tried to share with you in the class before. Okay? Although it's much easier or much simpler than this, but it's the same concept here. So let's just move on to the last question, which is our bonus question. Now, bonus question, a lot of you actually do it correctly, so no worries. But I'm gonna show you again the usual way and also the algebra way. Okay? Let me show you the usual way first. The usual way. Now, the usual way, basically, you know that at first we need to assume that either all of it is umbrella or all of it is handbag. Now, example, I assume all of it is umbrella. So I times 4. Again, I have 21. Umbrellas and handbags means that it's for both add up together, but I don't know how many for umbrella, how many for handbag. I assume all to be umbrella. So 21, I times 4. So I get actually 48. However, it's for 84, sorry, my mistake. 84. However, I know that the real price that I collected is 108. Is far more greater than 84. So let's try to see how much actually it greater than. So 108 minus 84, I know that it has actually extra $24. But why there's an extra of $24? It is because of the price difference here. One is 4, one is 6. So I need to minus here first. 6 minus 4, that is equal to 2. And once I have 24, once I have 2, which is actually both are related to the difference, then I just divide 24 divided by 2, and the answer is 12. Now, when I'm doing all this, actually sometimes I might confuse that. I find 12, but this 12 is what? Is it umbrella or handbags? Now, let me just tell you the tips again. Now, if you assume all to be umbrella, I times 4, right? Because umbrella is 4. If you assume all is umbrella, the answer that you found should be handbag. Basically, it's the opposite one. Okay, the opposite one. Again, if I assume all to be umbrella, I will find handbag. If I assume all to be handbag, I times 6. Then my answer here will be umbrella. Okay? And of course, if you want to find umbrella, because now we have handbag, we want to find umbrella. I know total is 21, right? So I just use 21 minus 12. 9 will be the umbrella. Okay? So very easy one. So I know that A, umbrella is 9. B, handbag is 12. Okay, something simple. Now, if you're feeling that, teacher, what if now I want to try the algebra one? I don't want to use the usual way. I want to try the algebra way. So what should I do? So what you can do is, let me erase this, is you actually can just assume that the number of umbrella we have is U, the number of handbag we have is H. Let me just write here, the number of umbrella, the number of handbag. Now, I don't know how many umbrella I have, I don't know how many handbag I have, but I know the total is 21. So I just say that U plus H is 21. Now, what I don't know how much they earn, umbrella earn how much or handbag earn how much. But what I know is if I have U number of umbrella and $4 for each, then the total will be 4U. Okay, it will be 4U. Let me just write here, 4U. I don't know how much I earn total for handbag, but I know that if the number of handbag is H, each of it is 6, then what I have here will be 6H. Okay, and I know that if these two total up, it will give us 108. So I just write here 4U plus 6H is 108. And again, the same thing here, we have to solve this. How we solve this? Again, what we're doing is, if you want to find what is umbrella first, I will eliminate the handbag. If I want to find the handbag first, I will eliminate the umbrella. Of course, actually, we're in real situation because we're looking for umbrella first, right? So we should eliminate the handbag. But since here I'm eliminating the handbag first, Let's try to do this, okay? So, okay, I mean I eliminate the umbrella. So let me just try this. I want to find handbag first for now, okay? So I want to eliminate the umbrella. To eliminate umbrella, I need to make it the same. So I times 4, so that this 4 and this 4 will be the same. So it will be now 4u plus 4h equal to 84. And now repeating the same thing again is 4u plus 6h equal to 108. Now, again, what I'm doing now is, since I have it the same, I can actually minus it away. And how should I minus is, I should minus from the bottom to up. Because bottom is bigger than the up. Okay, so 4u minus 4u, nothing. 6h minus 4h is 2h. 108 minus 84, that's equal to 24. So h is equal to 12. And you notice that what we are doing here is exactly the same as what we are doing for the usual way. Correct, because we are also minusing, we also times 4 first, then we also minus, then we get h is equal to 12. And the same thing here, once we found out h is equal to 12, I'll use 21 to minus 12, and I'll get that the umbrella is 9. Okay, and basically this is question 14. A very simple question that you can solve using your usual way or algebra way. That's up to you. But just to remind you that in PSLE we can use usual way, but solely when we go up to a higher level, you must train yourself with skills of algebra. Okay. So I hope you learned something. So just a quick reminder, please don't forget to do correction using green pen and give to your parents to sign, and I will collect back and check. Okay? Thank you so much, and I hope you learned something from this video, and I hope that my explanation can help you a lot. Okay? Thank you, and see you. Bye bye.